Hey, Chris. So before we begin the questions, I do want you to tell everyone your name, your business name, and then a good way for them to contact you.
Great. So my name is Chris Sandifer. I am the owner-operator of a company called Peak Pay. We do credit card processing, business loans that the banks can't do, and custom finance offerings for your customers. So we like to say if you want to save money, get money, or give your customers money, you give us a call.
Perfect. So how long ago did you start Peak Pay?
So we actually just started last year. I've been in the business I've been in payments for 19 years. I've been in finance for 28 years. And I wasn't looking to start it for another 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
But some of my old sales agents called me up and they're like, hey, where are you at? We need to send business somewhere that's not going to raise rates, not going to play games with our commissions. We want, local customer service. All the stuff's being outsourced. And so I opened Peak Pay really just to get in that business. So the market was demanding it, so we built it. And we did our first $1 million in volume in our first year.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Good for you. In a year? So you give me a little bit as far as what inspired you. But you're naming off services. Yeah. What do you mean by financing options?
So that's great. That's one of our newest programs. So if you've got high tickets and your customers, you're losing them on price, right? You want to quote it, they can't afford it, whether it's flooring or roofing or automotive or healthcare. This gives you the ability to offer great financing programs. So, hey, look, we finance in-house. And so we wrap it all in your logo, your colors. It looks like your in-house program. And we can lend up to $750,000. So there's not a job really that's too big. You can offer promos like 36 months, no interest, no payments for 90 days, just like all the big companies offer. So it gives you a chance to compete, because why lose on price when they're just going to go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and get finance and do the same job?
So is there a way that you can help businesses eliminate their credit card fees?
Yeah, so that's one of our most popular programs. It's called dual pricing, and it's real simple. At checkout, your customer is going to see two prices. One's going to be a card price, and one's going to be a cash price. The card price is just a little bit higher than the cash price, but the difference offsets your processing fee for that transaction. So at the end of the month, your bill is literally $0.
Is that your favorite product?
It is. Because it also comes with free equipment. So it's like we're literally going to eliminate hundreds or thousands of dollars off your processing. And you do need a special piece of equipment to run it. And so we didn't want to say, oh, well, you have to buy a piece of equipment to run the program. So we give you the terminals for free.
So what types of business funding does Peak Pay offer?
That's a great question. So we pick up where the banks leave off. So if you've got a customer that can't get bank financing, which is a lot of small businesses, right? They've been in business less than 2 years. They don't have financials. Their credit might not be the best. We offer term loans and lines of credit for these customers.
Okay.
A lot of times they can be less than a year in business. It's easy to apply. We approve loans same day, we fund next day, and we can fund up to $6 million.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome. So do you have any solutions for businesses like nonprofits?
Yes. So we're real excited about, it's called Simply Give. We just started rolling this platform out. And what it does, it's an entire management platform for a nonprofit or church.
Yeah.
And it allows them to take payments. It allows them to manage their members, to manage all the communications. It's an all-in-one platform. Most of the nonprofits and churches are using 4 or 5 different platforms for this stuff. We brought it all into one platform. And what it can do is it can actually raise donations by as much as 30%. So we're real excited.
Good. So here's another good question for you. What makes you different than companies like Square and Clover? What differentiates you from them?
So 2 things, really. Freedom and service. So you could go with Square, you could go with Toast, you could go with Clover. The problem is their processing is baked into their technology. You can't leave their processing. You have no freedom. So when they raise your rates, like they do every year, when the customer service continues to go down, What are you going to do? Spend thousands of dollars to buy a new point of sale system, right? And they know that. So they'll lock you in and just keep raising your rates. Also, their service is not great. You know, a lot of times with Square, if you have a problem, you're sending an email to somebody you don't even know, right? Somebody in some part of the world that might get back to you and they might not. So we're 365, 24/7 US-based customer service. You will always get a human being with us, from our 24/7 answering receptionist to tech support, billing, all of us. Human beings in the US 24/7 to help you out. And with our technology, it's completely agnostic. If we're not doing our job on the processing side, you can go choose another processor.
Huh. Okay. And in fact, I can attest to that because I still use Square, and I either talk to AI or someone named Steve. It doesn't sound like Steve.
Yeah.
Don't think it's his God-given name. But do you have like a cool story that somewhere where you impacted someone's life or a business or propelled them? Do you have a situation?
So, recently we had an electrician, and he became my customer because I was his customer first.
Okay.
He came out and some of my light switches weren't working because apparently smart switches are a thing. I don't know. But he got those working and we got to chatting, and, he wanted to take cards but couldn't. So I set him up with that, and he could not understand how to pass that fee on. He said, my suppliers charge me a fee to use my card. I want to do that to my customers, right? I said, great. So we set him up with that. Started talking a little bit more, and he said, well, I take commercial jobs now, but I have to hire people. I have to buy supplies. And then I don't get paid for 120 days usually until after the job is done. He says, I don't have the money, but I want to get into commercial. So I set him up with a line of credit. And then he said, well, for the bigger jobs, I want to offer financing. And so literally within 30 minutes, I had him set up for all three of these. And his business now is absolutely booming.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. You should invite that electrician to our group.
Yeah, we need one.
I know, we do. Okay, here's a question that's not on your sheet. You ready?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Where do you see the business growing to? Are you trying to hire? Are you trying to get in other states, or can you do other states?
Yeah, so we're in all 50 states
Okay.
and the U.S. territories. We're one of the very few credit card processors that handles Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, everything. So we are in constant expansion mode. We have sales reps all over the country. We're always hiring more. We believe in local. So I want sales reps in all of the markets. So that is kind of that's the vision. So you're always going to have a Peak Pay sales rep in your city that walks into your store when you have an issue. They know where you're at. It's not just some, 800 number overseas.
Okay. Well, we have time for some questions from the audience. Does anyone have one for Chris? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Well, Chris, let's end it with, again, your name, your business name, and then a good way to get in contact with you.
So, again, I'm Chris Sandifer with Peak Pay. You can visit us online at peakpay.biz. You can call direct 866-863-7740, and 24/7, 365, a human being will answer the phone and get you to me. And that's probably the best way to get a hold of me.
Perfect. Thank you so much.